Hi guys, my name's Bex and welcome back to my channel, and today I am going to be wrapping up all the books that I have read in the month of December. Now it is only the 29th at the moment, so there are a few more days left. However, I'm currently reading A Court of Mist and Fury and I don't think I'm going to finish it before the 31st. If I do, yay me, but I'm just being realistic, so I thought I'd wrap it up before I go away and show you guys what I've been reading this month. So let's get into it. Alright, to start off, I'm going to start with my video with a quick little apology. I'm sorry I'm in my gym clothes, but I'm also secretly not sorry because it's freaking hot here. And it's humid and it's disgusting, and you'll be able to hear that aircon going in the background. So I apologise for a lot of things, but Australia's hot at the freaking moment. Other than that, let's get straight into the books that I've read. Now this month I competed in the HPWeekendAthon, which was hosted by Chelsea from Chelsea Dolling Reads and April from Aprilius Maximus, and I will leave their links down below. You can go check them out. They are amazing booktubers. They are some of my favorites, and I loved the HPWeekendAthon. Now I didn't complete all the challenges that I wanted to, unfortunately. I completed 3 out of the 5 challenges and I read 2 books. So I was pretty stoked with that. You know, it's a 4-day period, it's a really quick readathon. Definitely enjoyed being a part of it, so I'm definitely going to be wrapping up the books that I read or that within this wrap up. So yeah, let's get into it. The first book that I read in the month of December was The Tales of Beetle the Bard by J.K. Rowling. Now this one I read for the last challenge of the HPWeekendAthon, which was Hagrid, a comfort read, and this one definitely went into that category. Now, I absolutely loved The Tales of Beetle the Bard. I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars, which no one's really shocked about, I'm sure. The Tales of Beetle the Bard are 5 stories from the wizarding world that they tell their kids, like our fairy tales. So they're 5 different stories, they're all very, very different. It's got little comments by Dumbledore and it's transcribed by Hermione Granger, so it's absolutely cool. My favourite tale, of course, I'm sure you have heard of it already, and that is The Tale of Three Brothers, which is told in Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, and it's such an enjoyable read. It was so good reading the story again and seeing Dumbledore's notes about it, and it was just really, really cool. So I definitely recommend this if you haven't read it. It's really quick. There's no reason you shouldn't read this. The next book and the last book I read for the HPWeekendAthon was A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. I've done a full review for this one, and I will leave that up in the cards somewhere, or down there if I can't figure out how to do it up there. I absolutely love this book. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. Now, there's a lot of controversy surrounding this one because a lot of people didn't like it, but I loved it. So, A Court of Thorns and Roses is surrounded by Feyre, who is a huntress, and basically she kills a mythical creature, and for killing the creature that she did, which turns out to be a Fae, she has to live out her life in the Feylands for the life that she stole. This is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, and it is done very, very well. I did knock off half a star for predictability, but if you would like to know like a full version of my thoughts for this one, just go have a look at my review. It's the first review I did, so it's not very good, but I hope you enjoy it anyway. But I absolutely love this book. I loved the characters, I loved the writing, I loved the descriptions of the Feyland, and it was exciting. Once I got to just over halfway, I couldn't put it down, so I stayed up till midnight on the last day of the challenge to read this one and got it finished just in time. And I definitely recommend it. And I started A Court of Mist and Fury recently, so hopefully I get through that one shortly. So that is all from my HPWeekendAthon reads. I wish I'd done a little bit better, but you can't really ask for much more. I was happy with the books that I read, and that's all that really matters, and I had a good time. The next book I read in the month of December was The Call by Peter O'Gullen, and this book is an intriguing dystopian novel told in Ireland, where Ireland is separated from the whole world. They're locked off. No one can get in, no one can get out. And in retribution for the acts humans did on the Sith, they're just fucked up fairies, basically. And in retributions for what they did to these fairies, basically all their children get stolen and have to compete in 3 minutes in their world, which is 24 hours in the Fae world, and they have to survive with Fae hunting them and mutilating them, and it's disturbing, it's grotesque. I didn't like it. Now, the reason I didn't like it is the writing style was just not for me. The writing just wasn't lyrical, it wasn't beautiful, it didn't flow nicely, it didn't connect. I hated the writing. I'm so sorry. This book was such a hard one. I gave it a 2.5 out of 5 stars. It kept me interested enough that I finished it, but it wasn't enjoyable. It's been promoted as like young adult meets horror. I just didn't get the horror feel out of it. I really didn't. It was grotesque, but it wasn't scary, if you know what I mean. I enjoyed the take on the dystopian world that was portrayed in this one, and it had all the base for an amazing novel. Unfortunately, it just fell short for me. What was really also very good about this book is it focused on a disabled girl, Nessa. It revolves mostly around her story, and she had polio when she was born, and she had such a hard time trying to fight and survive than everyone else would have had, and I really enjoyed her as a character, so there's a positive. I know G over at Book Roast really loved this, so if you want to know more about this, go check out her channel. I'll leave a link to it down below. She really liked it, but unfortunately I just could not connect with this story or the writing. Mostly the writing. Yes. I may or may not give the second book to this one a go in hope of the writing style getting better and me enjoying it more, but we shall see. The fourth book I read in the month of December was Milk and Honey by Rupi Kaur. I gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars. Mentally, I want to give it a 3, but it wasn't a bad book. Now, this book is told through poetry. It is not very long. It's a very quick read, and it's about being feminine and goes through struggles and surviving, and it was really interesting to read. I did not connect with it as much as other people did, but I know a lot of people just love this book, and that's so good. I love some quotes in here. They were amazing. It was inspiring, and it was shocking, and it was beautiful and thought-provoking. Milk and Honey is split up into 4 parts. It is split up into the hurting, the loving, the breaking, and the healing. The poetry in there, some of it was really beautiful. It was shocking. It didn't go away from some hard, tough topics. But what I found myself doing in the end of this one is realizing that I don't need a book like this. And that was great. Like, it let me think about myself, and it was that I'm confident. I'm very blessed with family and friends and with so much love. I am someone who, I don't know whether it's being an only child, I don't think it is, but I've been brought up that settling isn't good enough and that I deserve so much more. So when I read books like this and I see that women are hurting and they're being hurt as well, I just feel for them. But I'm just so blessed that it's very hard for me to connect. But what I do want to do with Milk and Honey is give it on to someone who needs it. I don't personally need it. I'm so happy with it within myself that I know that this will really help someone else. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a giveaway for this one at some stage. I'll probably on my Bookstagram. I'll leave a link to my Bookstagram below. It was a really good book, and I definitely don't knock that. It just wasn't for me. It was beautiful enough that I recognise why it's needed, and it was beautiful enough that I admired the poetry. I recognise that someone else needs this more than I do. That was a probably freaking terrible review. Let me know if you want to know more below. I do have a full review of this up on my blog, which I'm happy to link down below for you guys. And my favourite poem for this one was, "You were a dragon long before he came around and said you could fly. You will remain a dragon long after he's left." And I'm 100% behind that. You don't need someone to tell you you're beautiful. You are all beautiful. After that tough topic, the last book I read in the month of December was The Raven King by Maggie Stiefvater, and I gave this book a 5 out of 5 stars because I loved every single second of this book. Now, The Raven King is the 4th book and the last book in the Raven cycle. I read the Raven cycle earlier in the year. Now I have read all 4. I absolutely love this story. This is an adventure between a group of friends, and it's all I could ask for. It's all I want. It's perfection. If you have not read The Raven King or The Raven Cycle, there's such a diverse group of characters. There's magic, there's beautiful relationships that grow and that are a strong, burning relationships that are long lasting rather than first book they're in love. That's not what this book is about. It's about adventure, and it's about friendship, and it's about family, and it's beautifully crafted. Maggie writes absolutely fantastically. The plot twists and the plot turns, and you'd think you'd get a gist of where it's going, but you never do. And it surrounds around this girl Blue, who's been told all her life that she will kill the love of her life with a kiss. And from book 1 we've known that, and this is the epic conclusion to that. I can't give you much else because it's spoilers. This series definitely one you need to add if you like fantasy and adventure and friendship, because that's what this is about. This is all about friendship. You know, in the first book it's meeting the friends. In the second book they're all a little broken, and in the next 2 books they're building themselves back up to these whole beautiful characters that I just fell in love with. I fell in love with the whole story. I just absolutely loved it. So I definitely recommend this one to everyone, and yeah, 5 out of 5 stars. That is all the books that I read for the month of December. So I read 5 in total, and there were some amazing reads in this one. Ultimately, I'm really happy with how I ended the year. I completed my Goodreads, gave myself 20 books, because I only started my Goodreads in, I think it was June or July, and I didn't want to overinvest myself because I do study part-time and work full-time, so I didn't want to overachieve it. Next year, I think I'll do the same. I think I'll set quite a low Goodreads goal, like maybe 50, because I've just got to finish my degree and then I have a 2-month holiday booked, so it's going to be a hectic year. But I've enjoyed starting this booktube channel and creating this little part of my life with all of you guys. Let me know down below what you read in the month of December. Let me know some amazing books. Let me know if you've read any of the books that I've read. I'd love to chat about them with you guys. So yeah, that's all from me today, guys. I hope you had a very Merry Christmas, and I hope you have a Happy New Year, and I will see you guys in my next video. If you like this video, please give me a big thumbs up and subscribe if you would like to see more and haven't already, and swing me a comment down below. I'd love to chat to you guys. Bye!